Peter Cullen's actually getting quite old now, the guy who voices Optimus Prime. Would you be happy with the other guy who's played Optimus Prime a lot, Gary Chalk, is that him? Would you be happy with him coming in to play Optimus in like movies and stuff like that?
It's got the same kind of like vibe, like that commanding kind of presence. I think people wouldn't care.
I think we're forgetting that no one gives a crap about Transformers.
No one cares. Fans would like that they brought back another Optimus voice actor.
I'd be chill with it. I'd be like, oh, cool, it's Gary Chalk. And I'd tell people and they'd go, who?
Yeah, no one would care. No one cares but us.
Listen, if you listen to our first podcast on Transformers, we're so passionate. And in 4 weeks, we got cynical. What happened?
Because we're talking about Dark of the Moon. We're talking about Bayformers 3 weeks.
You may notice that we're not talking about Dark of the Moon.
You just asked me about who voices Optimus Prime and what would happen if they changed it.
Okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the CGY podcast. I'm once again joined by my good buddy Goldentin. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing alright, man. How you doing?
I'm doing... see, last week you started the podcast saying you were sad. This week I'm sad because it's our final episode on Transformers.
For now.
But you're happy to be done with Transformers, or so you've told me.
I'm happy to get it over with. I think we've talked to death about Transformers. And I don't know why we're doing this to ourselves. We're fans. We say this every episode. We do like it.
We like other Transformers. These films just sort of exist within that medium.
These films, probably unfortunately, the biggest thing in the whole in this whole franchise, in the whole Transformers franchise, these are probably the most well-known and well-seen pieces of it. So we can't ignore it. It's just our least favorite part of it, probably.
Well. Yeah, but okay, listen. I think Dark of the Moon is somewhat of a return to form. How would you rate it compared to like Revenge of the Fallen in the first one? We're doing Dark of the Moon, by the way. I should make that clear.
I like this film more than the last one, I'll say that much. This is probably the second best one out of the whole...
yeah.
The third. No, we're excluding Bumblebee. You know, whenever I say we're talking about these films, I'm always excluding Bumblebee. I to a lesser extent, Rise of the Beast.
Whoa, I actually meant to ask you that because you've seen Rise of the Beast and I haven't. Is Rise of the Beast better than this film? Is it better than Revenge of the Fallen?
No. Oh, God, is it better than Revenge of the Fallen? That's interesting.
Is that bad?
Yes, it is better than Revenge of the Fallen.
Crumbs, but it's not better than Dark of the Moon.
No. It's just, look, being a Beast Wars fan, that film hurts me.
I see. Okay, we covered that in a previous episode. So, to be honest, we spend most of these episodes talking about Beast Wars. So let's not get sidetracked now. I have a controversial opening statement about this film. Okay. Excluding Bumblebee, is this the most lore accurate Transformers movie? I think it might be.
Explain your reasoning.
Well, my reasoning is first that it's an incredibly low bar, right? Like none of the other films are at all lore accurate. And so the two criteria that I think make this one the most lore accurate is that Shockwave actually looks like Shockwave to a degree. And this one actually is based on one of the cartoon episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, do tell.
Do you not know that one?
I know, they tunnel to the centre of the Earth, don't they, in one of the episodes?
No, it's different. It's, God, I only saw this one because it was on, I had Revenge of the Fallen on the Wii. And like somewhere on there was like a bonus episode of the cartoon. And it was this episode where like they transport Cybertron to Earth. And the movie is actually somewhat accurate because the cartoon episode has like the evil rich guy who helps Megatron and teleports Cybertron. And I mean, that's it. I mean, like...
I know that the Dweller is in the original cartoon.
So the Dweller's the big drill robot?
Yeah, the big like worm thing.
Oh, I did not know that. And that's in the cartoon?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Probably a different episode
though. Maybe that's the episode I'm thinking of.
Okay, what? They drill through Earth with a big worm?
I think so. Let me pause the episode.
Okay. We'll be right back after these messages.
Okay, that's from season 3. But it is a real thing. It is a giant worm. But a different episode, they tunneled to the intercept of the Earth. Right, carry on.
That's so weird that, like there's so many things they could have pulled from to make this film better. And, like, they pull the worm that even Gigafan nerds like me haven't heard of.
Yeah, man. They're the biggest fans. We need to learn.
Okay, if they're the biggest fans, how do you justify, is it Wheeljack being like Albert Einstein bot? People probably don't even know who Wheeljack is in this movie. People don't know who Wheeljack is in the cartoon who've watched this movie, and they probably don't know who Wheeljack is in the movie. Wheeljack in the cartoon is like the science Autobot, and he looks really cool in the cartoon, would you say?
Yeah, he's got a really cool flashing head gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? But in this movie, he looks like Albert Einstein for no reason at all.
Isn't he called like Q or something? I think he has 2 names.
Yeah, he's not called Wheeljack in the whole movie. And they do that a lot in this movie. Like, the Spanish red car has got a different name in the movie, but then he's actually Mirage.
Yeah. There's a lot of name inconsistencies. There's a guy in Rise of the Beast called Wheeljack as well, who's also nothing like the original Wheeljack.
But is Rise of the Beast part of Bayformers?
Yeah.
I think they've tried to make it really vague, right? Like
it's all over the place, yeah.
Yeah, they've given up, really.
They've given up?
Well, they've given up. As they should, to be honest, because this was it. This was the last good good Transformers movie outside of Bumblebee.
Yeah. It's a low, but like you said, it's a low bar, man. Like none of these films are good.
No. You said the first one. In reflection of watching it, I would say like a new thing was that for some reason it opens up with the Autobots being involved in like foreign affairs and like driving through, I think, Iran, blowing people to bits. Like, how are they the good guys?
Yeah, I mean, the violence from the Autobots just carries on. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't really know why they're doing what they're doing, but
there's some line in that. So Peter Cullen voices Optimus Prime, and isn't there a line in this movie that he really hated having to say?
There was. I don't remember what the line was, but there was something he didn't like.
I think it's when they finally come back to, because the Autobots go up in the shuttle and escape and blah blah blah, and then they finally come back to Earth to fight the Decepticons, and he goes, "We will kill them all," or something like that.
Yeah,
and like because Peter Cullen, didn't he base him on like his big brother who he loved? That's like what Optimus Prime is based on. Then Michael Bay comes along and is like, "Nah, mate, he kills people."
He is a psycho. He's a complete psycho. But it's understandable. It's understandable from his point of view.
Yeah, and also like you got to really respect Peter Cullen because I think he's voiced Optimus Prime in like loads of stuff, right? Like he's been really loyal to the voice for a really long time, and he's had to voice this psycho character that goes against everything he stands for many films, and he stayed doing it.
He stayed doing it, yeah, and this is like probably the most well-known Optimus Prime.
Yeah, that is actually a shame. Like, I wonder how many people go back to the original cartoon. Like, who is this guy? Like, who's this nice man?
How many people do you think actually genuinely went and watched the cartoon for the first time after seeing these movies?
Yeah, there's something I want to bring up actually. For a start, if I'm going to base it off my experience as a teenager and a kid, no one. Like, literally no one.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people were into these movies, they got the toys, and they sort of, the hype died down after 6 months, and that was it. And this was actually something I was going to ask you, which is like, I think we were of the age where being into nerdy stuff could still get you beaten up at school, right? Like, if you're into Star Wars, that was lame. If you're into Lord of the Rings, that was even lamer. If you're into Transformers, you got no chance, right? You're being put in the locker, shoved down the stairs. But I feel like Lord of the Rings is now cool. Star Wars is now cool. Where does Transformers sit in like the public consciousness in terms of acceptability?
Well, when we first got to secondary school, these films were coming out.
Yeah.
And I think that these films did a lot for making Transformers like cool, and it was all right to like Transformers because of these movies. I'll give them props for that. There was no like locker shoving because you liked Transformers 2007 or The Revenge of the Fallen because they were funny like boys films, like teenage boys films. So I think they did actually a lot. I think Transformers is up there, and you probably would get more props for liking Transformers than Lord of the Rings.
You think?
Yeah.
No, I think
like,
Lord of the Rings has
more people would bully you for liking Lord of the Rings than Transformers.
Ah, true.
Even
I think
now.
nowadays.
I don't think Lord of the Rings has had that like cool. It is cool, but it's not had that resurgence that like makes it universally cool, like Star Wars has, or even Transformers.
You think? Because I feel like when I tell people in real life that I like Transformers, I have to go, I'm not a massive fan of the Michael Bay stuff because I feel like the Michael Bay films are associated with like being stupid. You know, like the plot is bad, the characters are bad, blah blah blah. Right? Like, I think your average person thinks they're just dumb action movies, and that's all Transformers is. I have to be like, no. I like the cartoons from. Like, and then you look even sadder. Whereas if you say I like Lord of the Rings, people get what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true, but I guess that's because there's one Lord of the Rings, and then there's like so many different Transformers.
I think Lord of the Rings had a cultural resurgence because a TV show came out that not many people liked. I think it made people appreciate the old one a lot more. But Transformers never had that. It just had like movies people liked, but they weren't ever masterpieces. So there's not like that deep-rooted attachment, I don't feel.
True. There's like, so Star Wars came back with sequels that no one really liked, made them appreciate the originals. Same for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And Transformers, the people didn't respect the cartoon more because these movies came out.
That's true. Yeah.
They just kind of forgot about that. That's really interesting.
I think the only thing is almost like it's gone in reverse. Actually, it's actually the complete reverse. Like, they finally made a good movie, like an objectively good movie was Transformers 1 that everyone generally agreed was good, and then they binned it. I don't understand it. It's very strange. No money. Yeah, because Transformers is just a dead brand, isn't it? I think it costs too much money to make a Transformers thing as well, because it's all
it's interesting because they've got like, they still make like tons of Transformers toys and stuff. Which, how many people are buying these to make them profitable? I don't know. But I feel like the companies still have a load of money if they can afford to make toys. They make toys of like the most random characters you've never heard of. Surely they can invest some into like a new show or like a new game or something. Because what was that game? There's like the newer games are like kind of rubbish.
They are. Yeah. They are rubbish. Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually played them, to be fair. But yeah, I know the ones you mean. I guess, are kids buying toys? That's my question.
No, it's like it's guys like us who are still like buying toys.
I'm not buying toys. All right, put my hands up. I'm not buying toys.
I'm not buying toys either, but I'm saying like nerds who still appreciate these franchises. And it's good, because we're keeping it alive by doing this.
Yeah, that's true. But that's
why
when
you buying toys all the time is keeping this alive.
We're single-handedly carrying this franchise on our backs. Michael Bay should be thanking us for our efforts.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dark of the Moon.
Back to Dark of the Moon. So talk us through it. So we've had civilians getting murdered in the Middle East.
Oh, yeah. Well, then, I mean, look, there's loads of faffing around with Sam in this movie and his family. And I feel every podcast we just brush over that, because who cares? Like, I don't care. Do you care?
I don't care, no. But you want to talk about the humans. She's
gone.
I
don't. Megan Fox is gone. Do you care?
No.
I feel it lost something without her, but at the same time, I don't really watch this for the humans, so who cares? You know what I will praise this movie for is the second half is just all action, which is pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, if I was to watch this movie over and over again, I'd just skip to the end every single time, just watch the second half, which is good, because that's all I care about.
Yeah, once that city battle starts, like, it all just kicks off.
Yeah, but I do feel like a lot of the action prior to that city battle is pretty lackluster. There's no like big outstanding scenes before then, but that's fine. I can take it.
Yeah, I mean, how would you rate the action compared to the other two, like in general? The first two, sorry.
It's fine. Because
we've been talking about constantly, like the actions was carrying these films and the effects. Yeah. So once that goes down, it's kind of like, ugh.
There is some sick action in this one. I admit, like, it's gone as far as it can go. You know what I mean? And it's also more human focused this time around, which is kind of annoying, I feel like. But there is that sick scene where Optimus Prime lands and just kills everyone. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Where he like flies to the city, lands, kills everyone, punches Shockwave. Can we talk about Shockwave for a minute?
Let's talk about Shockwave. I know you want to talk about Shockwave.
Well, look. Shockwave was like one of the big sells of this movie. What does he do that's Shockwavey?
Nothing. Besides, he looks a lot like Shockwave, but his personality is like nothing like Shockwave.
How do you feel that he just gets shot in his big eye and that's the end of him?
I mean, that's bound to happen.
I was thinking that.
He's got a big weak point, but...
Yeah, like, how do Transformers evolve? You know what I mean? Is Shockwave a negative evolution because he only has one eye?
I think Shockwave is probably some sort of like deformed kind of transformer, or like he was just born like, you know, with a deformity or something. He's not quite right, that boy, you know. He's not quite right.
Because my knowledge of the original series is a bit weak. But in later installments, Shockwave always becomes like the scientist, doesn't he? He's like the corrupt Decepticon scientist who does bad things. Is he like that in the original?
In the original, well, there's like two different kind of takes on Shockwave. In the original cartoon, he just, I think he's a scientist, like a mad scientist, but he just stays on the base all the time. And then in like the comics, he's like tries to take over, and he like he's portrayed either as really stupidly loyal to Megatron or like against him completely.
Yeah,
like
I actually had that. I had that comic as a kid, and it's like a really iconic cover, doesn't it? It's like Shockwave with some writing on the wall.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember what it says, but I remember that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you want to do a little research break to look it up?
Yeah, I think it says "You're dead" or something like that.
Or all are dead, or the Decepticons are dead, or something. Are you looking up?
I'm looking it up. Oh yeah, it's like the Transformers are all dead.
Really? That's the title?
Yeah. It's got like the comic book, the Transformers at the top, and then he's got are all dead underneath. He's badass.
He does come along and just kill everyone, doesn't he?
I think so. I think Shockwave, I really like Shockwave. He's kind of cool and just kind of an interesting character. He's got a cool design. He's one of the best looking Transformers.
Yeah, he does, yeah. All the G1 Decepticons look pretty good. There's very few that I think he looks rubbish. Yeah,
they all hit. I think he works for like Unicron or something, typically.
Ah, right.
That's kind of his prerogative.
Now, I haven't watched Transformers Energon, which is the cartoon that is so terrible. But there's one scene that's actually good from it where Shockwave breaks out of prison, something like that. What's that?
You mean Shock Blast?
I'm sorry. Yeah, is that that's like a rights issue? What's up with that?
I guess that they probably lost the rights to the name Shockwave, so it's called him Shock Blast, and he's just like a psycho. He just goes around. He breaks out of jail and he kills like a bunch of Transformers. He's very powerful.
So Shockwave across most media is a decent character, but in this, he's just sort of, I don't know, like he's again. I feel like after killing Megatron in the first movie, they never really knew what to do with Optimus Prime after that. It's how it seems.
Well, they try something with Sentinel Prime here, I guess.
Yeah. Why do you think Sentinel Prime turns down the Matrix?
Never thought I'd be asked that in my life. I've got no idea.
I don't really. I was like, why am I asking this so seriously? Like, it's the plot of Transformers 3.
You asked that like a proper, like it was political, like I was on trial or something.
Why?
You tell me. Go on. You've clearly thought about
it. I guess because he's not worthy, and the Matrix will reject him. Is that the idea?
Maybe it would bait him out. Maybe it bait him out as like a traitor.
What do you think about Sentinel being a traitor? I think it's stupid.
Yeah, I guess they just kind of used the name and they wanted to like have a bit of shocking twist, I guess. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess again, it's like we talked about last week how Megatron had a boss, and that was like meant to be the new big bad of that movie, and so Sentinel's meant to be the new big bad of this movie. Like, I don't watch these films for the plot anymore. Like I gave up on that a while ago, to be honest.
No, he's kind of lame. He doesn't really do much, does he? He just sort of gets owned.
He does kill Ironhide. What's
your
thoughts on that?
It's kind of sad. It kind of makes me feel like this was maybe meant to be the last film.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Forced to keep going because they kill off like a lot of characters in this. Starscream dies in the worst way ever.
My eyes.
Kicking his little feet around and he gets his head blown off. And then like a movie later, his head is intact, just on the side. But even though I'm pretty sure it gets completely annihilated here.
Yeah, Megatron gets his head ripped off. Starscream gets blown to bits. Shockwave gets shot in the eye. You know what? One thing. So I think Does Soundwave die?
Yeah, he dies. I think Bumblebee kills him, or he gets a bomb in his mouth, or something.
Oh wow! I was actually going to praise this film for some weird bit of consistency, which is Barricade, who's the police car in the first movie, actually makes it alive into this movie. Like, he's one of the few who survives the first film, and he's actually in this film. I'm like, wow.
Big up Barricade.
Oddly consistent for Bayformers that he's still alive.
He's cool. He was the coolest. He was the coolest one. I think I lied and said Bone Crusher was my favourite. No, Barricade's my favourite.
Why? I always thought Barricade was really ugly. His head's
They're all ugly.
rubbish.
The heads are
but
all rubbish. You
Devastator
can
looks-
sum up the entire franchise by saying his head's rubbish.
I disagree. In the first movie, Brawl the Tank has a cool head.
All right, Brawl's biggest defender.
The big green tank guy.
I just think having like a police car Decepticon is a cool idea.
It is a cool idea. I agree with that. But yeah, Ironhide's death. I actually think it's quite sad. I was thinking about this, okay? So there's 5 Autobots in the first film, isn't there? Or 6? Optimus, Ratchet, Bumblebee, Jazz, Ironhide. 5. Jazz dies in the first movie. Ironhide dies in this one. Ratchet dies in the next one, which means from the first movie, by the 4th film, there's only 2 of the original Autobots left.
Yeah.
Actually quite sad. It's quite sad that no one cares. You know
No one
what I
cares.
mean?
They
Like-
all die rather pathetically as well, if you think about it.
Yeah,
Like,
they do, yeah.
Ratchet just gets gunned down by like humans or something, or like not even. Who kills him? I forget.
It might be Lockdown snipes him through a building or something. I can't remember.
He's getting chased down and just murdered.
Yeah.
Cosmic Rust just kills freaking Ironhide. His head falls off.
Who's Cosmic Rust?
Cosmic Rust.
Sorry. That's the gun, or what?
That's the stuff that infects him.
Yeah.
Also from the cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not
And
know
then-
that. I thought... Oh, right.
Yeah. They did their bit of homework. I can't lie. Like the fact they put the name Sentinel Prime in, and there's some consistency there with lore. They did some homework here. There's someone who clearly cares a little bit, and he's probably like
He's the
screaming
most
to get his
lore
name. Yeah. Well, lore accurate is in it's got the most like fan service. Like, it's got a lot of stuff fans would point at and say, "Hey, I know that."
Such a low bar, though. Such a disgustingly low bar.
At least they tried. They could have not tried.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I think you're right. I think this was meant to be the final one. And...
Yeah, this is definitely meant to be the last one because you can tell by the way they kill like Megatron off. They're just like, oh wait, he's still alive. Let's kill him.
Yeah, you're right. It's so unnecessary. The film could have ended and you could have left it open for another sequel. Oh, man. And like, the way they bring him back in the next movie is so contrived. Like, isn't it? They're getting data out of Megatron's head to make new robots with, but really they're Megatron's under Megatron's command because it's coming from his head. And so then Megatron's Galvatron now. That's it, right?
Yeah, and then he disappears, and in the next movie, he's Megatron again.
He's Megatronic. Yeah, it's... this is why I kind of, when we discussed like, so how many of these films we're going to do, we said let's just stop at 3 because it's just a convoluted mess after this. They really gave up after this.
Rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Absolute rubbish.
Maybe we'll do the 4th one eventually.
I guess I would like to skip to Rise of the Beast if we were going to do anything. I feel we'd have more interesting things to say about that.
Well, let's see what everyone else wants.
Good one. What do you think about Megatron wearing a little hood?
It's cool. His design in this film is probably my second favourite.
Of all Megatrons in Bayformers?
Ever. No, in Bayformers, yeah. The hood's cool. Him being like an evil truck is pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of like the truck. It's really never done again, the truck. Is that because it's like a hobo design? Like, why is Megatron never a truck again?
He's something different in every film, isn't he? It's just to sell more toys.
I was going to say, I guess more toys. I was watching it, okay, and I was thinking, why the flip is Megatron wearing a hood? Is he wearing the hood? Because in the last movie, he gets his head blown off, and he's like embarrassed, so he's trying to hide up his blown up head.
Yeah, because isn't his head like got bugs in it, like fixing it and stuff? He's missing half his face, so that's probably why. And plus, it's freaking cool. It's like aura. You know?
It's cool. It's all. I agree. I agree with all of that. But I have to give this film credit for having Megatron be embarrassed having a blow up head. I actually respect that. Like, unironically good.
You don't think he should be walking around with his face like hanging out, and he's just like looking. He doesn't
I don't
care.
know,
He's showing it off.
I guess so, but it's like I like that Megatron's embarrassed for having lost a fight. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, his head is like his biggest weak point apparently. Isn't that how he doesn't get shot in the head at the end of this film or something? He gets his head ripped off.
Yes, Optimus has one arm and like rips his head off by like kicking him in the back and putting the axe in his head. It's just unnecessary.
Yeah. It's brutal.
It's absolutely brutal. There's a line when Megatron shows up in this movie that we've like, because we're sad, we've bickered over, that I think's really good and you think's really stupid, which is where he goes to Starscream. What is it? Like, you know what you are told, which is nothing. You think that's a stupid line?
It's stupid. The whole scene is stupid. You know
Why?
what you've been told, which is nothing.
For a start, right, the scene isn't stupid because he shouts at some zebra, and I think it really perfectly encapsulates how low Megatron is in that point. I think that's cool. And secondly, he doesn't want to tell Starscream anything, so he knows what he's been told, which is nothing. It encapsulates that Megatron doesn't tell Starscream thing. I don't know. It's just good. It's a good line.
It really portrayed the fact that he didn't tell Starscream something.
I don't know. I think it's quite fun.
The whole scene, that scene's kind of cool. He's very pathetic in that scene, Megatron. He's pathetic in this whole film. He literally sits in garbage and just sits shooting at elephants. This cool little shot. He's got a cool shotgun though. I can't remember.
Yeah, you're right. And I think we did discuss this last week about how Megatron is the only one with a character arc. You said that, and that's really true. It might make him the best bit of the film, but then they don't do anything with it. Like, they have Megatron at his lowest point, and nothing with it happens.
Yeah, nothing. He helps defeat Sentinel, but he gets his head ripped off for his troubles. So it's pointless.
How do you feel about Megatron's voice actor? Because so I should make it clear to the non-nerds, Optimus Prime has his original voice actor from the cartoon, but Megatron has the guy who plays like Agent Smith and most other bad guys.
Hugo Weaving.
How do you feel about that?
I know he hated doing these films.
Really?
Yeah, he did. He really didn't like it.
Why?
I got no idea. He just was not a fan of it, and I don't blame him. I guess it's a shame. I was always upset by that because I always liked the original voice. Frank Welker is amazing, and he came out to do it in Transformers Prime, and he showed he can still do it, and they even bring him back in the films after this.
Yeah, Transformers 4 and 5 has him. Yeah. Do you think Hugo Weaving hates it because they're like, okay, you get to play Megatron? You probably watched the cartoon as a kid, like, oh, Megatron's cool, he's the leader, he does all these things, and then all he does is like snarl and shout and grunt, and it's like, great.
Well, I doubt he has any views on the original Megatron, but yeah, he probably was like annoyed that he had to keep coming back and doing it, and it was probably just long, and I don't know. We'll have to find why, but
okay. Peter Cullen's actually getting quite old now. The guy who voices Optimus Prime. Would you be happy with the other guy who's played Optimus Prime a lot? What's his name? Gary Chalk? Is that him?
Oh, yeah.
Would you be happy with him coming in to play Optimus in like movies and stuff like that? And how do you think the general public would respond?
That would be crazy if Gary Chalk came back. I don't even know when the last time he voiced Optimus even was. That was probably ages ago. I don't know if he's still got it. He's old as well.
Is he really old, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So Gary Chalk voiced Optimus Prime in like a lot of the cartoons when we were younger, right? Like Beast Wars and Armada. And he was kind of like the other guy for Optimus Prime, really.
He was. He's Optimus. He'll always be Optimus Primal to me.
Oh.
He had a great voice. He's probably my second favourite.
But do you think the public would accept him if Peter Cullen stopped or whatever? Would you think people would go, oh, he's Gary Chalk, he's also voiced Optimus Prime? Do you think people would be like, I don't like it, or what? Because it's a very different interpretation of the voice.
It's got the same kind of like vibe, like that commanding kind of presence. I think people wouldn't care. I think they'd still watch it.
I think we're forgetting that no one gives a crap about Transformers.
No one cares. Fans would like that they brought back another Optimus voice actor.
I'd be chill with it. I'd be like, oh, cool, it's Gary Chalk. And I'd tell people and they'd go, who?
Yeah. No one would care. No one cares but us.
Listen, if you listen to our first podcast on Transformers, we're so passionate. And in 4 weeks, we got cynical. What happened?
We are cynical. Well, because we're talking about Dark of the Moon. We're talking about Bayform was 3 weeks.
You may notice that we're not talking about Dark of the Moon.
You just asked me about who voices Optimus Prime and what would happen if they changed it.
Okay, speaking of voices, what's your thoughts on Laserbeak talking in this movie?
The whole Laserbeak thing with that guy is like I'm so glad when he gets killed in this film.
Yeah, was he's like quite famous for being kooky, isn't he, the actor?
He had like such a huge, I can't remember the actor's name, but he had like a huge time period. Do you remember? He was big. Yeah. Because he was in The Hangover. I think The Hangover made him really famous, and he was in like everything for a while.
He was in Community as well, wasn't he? I don't know if you've seen that.
I never watched that, but yeah, I know he's in that.
And I feel like Michael Bay watched Community, thought, let's get that guy and have him play the same character for like half the movie.
Is it the same character? Okay.
Well, he just always plays the kooky, weird guy, and I don't need it in this movie.
Well, every Bayformers needs a kooky, weird guy.
That's true. That is true. Speaking of which, how do you feel about Sam's quest to get a job? Are you engaged by that? Are you enthralled by that?
Well, after the super intense and interesting story of him going to college, I had to know what happened.
Yeah.
I just had to know where he went.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I'm just so happy we saw Sam's parents living out of an RV, traveling around. That was really fun for me personally.
I know you're really invested in their story more than
I'm really invested in their story. How do you feel in the last movie? I meant to ask you this last week. One thing they actually got, like 1% lore accurate in Revenge of the Fallen, was Jetfire power linking with Optimus Prime, which is a very niche thing to have done.
That is niche. Okay, so they brought that back, which is nice.
That was nice. Rare continuity between the films.
Nice toy selling.
Good bit of toy selling. Because did power linking come from the cartoons we watched when we were young? So Armada, Energon, or was it a previous concept?
Well, I remember, obviously in Armada they power linked him in Jetfire.
Yeah. Very cool, by the way.
Very cool. You wore him as like a pair of trousers, basically.
That's actually true. You know what, as a kid, okay, we had, between me and my brother, I think he had both of them, we had Jetfire, and we also had Overload, who's like the red one he power links with, but we never had Optimus. So we could do like, who's the essential middle bit of the power link? So we just can never power link them. Fun story about my toys. One day, if it's not too expensive, I was going to buy my brother the Optimus to go in the middle of the two of them so he can put it on his desk or something.
That's really cute.
Maybe I'll do it then. The problem is getting one with all the bits is really expensive these days.
Is it? I thought you could probably buy one for like 20 quid.
Not in the right colours though. Like, there's all the recolours are really cheap. But if you want like red and blue, no one's listening again. We've lost the audience.
We've lost them. What I always wanted to know about power linking was why do they get stronger for like joining bodies? Like what actual enhancements do they get? Do they get like shields? Do they get tougher? Do they get?
Oh yeah.
How do they actually get stronger? Same with minicons. I guess minicons unlock a part of their body.
Yeah. The main enhancement is it sells more toys.
Oh, enhances my wallet. Actually, de-enhances my wallet. Yeah.
That's a great. I've never thought about it really. I guess you just double your power, right? Like the minicon, I think, isn't that meant to be part of their evolution? So like they're meant to have minicons and they all get captured and sent away. I haven't watched in a while, mate.
I actually forgot. It's the same with Headmasters. You remember Headmasters?
No, I didn't watch that. I'm not that nerdy.
No, that was actually in season 3 of the original.
Then I did watch it. Yeah, I remember that now. It was rubbish.
Yeah, like, a human turns into your head. You're now stronger because of it. But it's like, how?
I guess I don't have I think the answer is not think about it too much. I don't have an answer to this. Like, yeah, I mean, so I think we've done enough episodes of Transformers now where I'm starting to run out of things to say about Transformers. So I'm going to have to start reaching into the future movies to have little things to say, okay? I think I like the bad guy in this movie. Yep. What's your thoughts? He's good. I like all the negative humans, all the bad humans. I like the FBI guy in the first one. I like the weasel guy in the last one. Is it Patrick Dempsey? Is that who plays the bad guy? I like him in this one.
Okay.
And the blonde bureaucrat lady. But you know what's missing from Transformers 5, which is a rubbish movie, is there's no human bad guy. Thoughts?
Interesting that you might miss that. Because a lot of people, we talk about this, don't like the humans.
Yep.
You want more humans. CGY wants more humans in the Transformers universe.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, also in Transformers 5, what's missing is there's not much army stuff. And I think genuinely the army stuff is almost the glue that holds the movies together. Like, because without the army stuff, that film just falls apart. Like, suddenly you have Mark Wahlberg talking to what's-his-face in a big house with his robot butler, and it's all just a mess. Like, but with more humans, Transformers actually works, I guess is the point I'm making. Interesting.
There's definitely someone who, loves the army, who works on these films. Because they put a lot of effort into it. And the same with just, vehicles and stuff like that.
I think basically, I've watched all the behind the scenes, right? And basically, the more you shill for the US military, the more help they give you. So like, it just makes like, I mean, okay, I must admit, the bit where they jump out of the plane with the wingsuits makes the army look really cool and just looks really cool in general. That was a cool bit of cinematography they did.
Yeah, I mean, the cinematography in these films usually is pretty good. They'll have like the shot of the film. Like, yeah, here's our trailer bait. Here's our shot. You know.
Yeah, that brings you back around to the action. I think the action in this film is actually really good. It's really good action. It's still different. It's still new. They're still doing unique things with the characters. You know what I mean? It isn't tired yet, but I just feel it's done. You know what I mean? The concept has been done now, and the story is done, and so it's just sort of, I don't know. It's just more of what you like. It doesn't do anything different. They tried to up the scales, haven't they? There's a big worm. It eats a building. They're in the building. They slide down the building. They come in on wingsuits. They blah, blah, blah. It's done. You know what I mean? We don't need more Transformers movies.
Yeah, there's only so many times you can see like big messes of CG jumping around and shooting and going and exploding.
I guess one reason I have a more negative perspective on this film is that for Revenge of the Fallen and 2007, I did lots of reading because I'd made a video. So I knew all the behind the scenes stuff. I knew how much work into it, and I had like a really deep appreciation. But I know nothing about the making of Transformers 3. So maybe if we did this podcast in like a year's time, whatever, when I've read everything, I might really appreciate it. But right now, I don't know. It's just another Transformers movie.
Yeah, you're definitely not into this one as much as you were the first one.
Yeah, but maybe that is a perspective thing. How do you feel about the fact they now all carry guns in their hands?
I like that. I've always been a big fan and a proprietor of the Transformers hold guns.
Really?
Rather than their hands turn into guns. I never liked that. Yeah,
why? That's really cool.
I never liked it. I like them holding their weapons. I like the occasional wrist needle thing comes out and does a thing of the original cartoon. I always like that, but like the handheld guns, there's just something cool about it. I don't know.
I disagree because
okay.
In shows like Transformers Prime and this, I feel it adds to really unique, cool fights. Like, they can go from like a fist fight with their melee weapons into a shootout, back into a fist fight, you know what I mean, with their hands transforming. I think that's a really cool use of what a Transformer is. Whereas if you give them a gun, then they're just a big robot soldier.
Which is also cool.
Which is also cool, but there's lots of movies with big robot soldiers and stuff like that, lots of TV shows.
But I like when they lose their gun, you know, cool. And they can fight. Like in the G1 cartoon, in the movie, when Optimus and Megatron are fighting, and Megatron has to go for that pistol, like that.
That's
kind
cool.
of thing. I like that.
There's just like a random pistol, by the way. Like, why is that there? I've always wondered why there's just a pistol.
I guess there was like, it's a war, it's a fight. There's just bits lying around. I suppose.
But no one in Transformers ever has a pistol, and suddenly there's a pistol.
Yeah, they do. In the original cartoon, they do.
Who?
All of them. What are you talking about?
Maybe I'm being silly.
They're being silly. And you got, like, I guess Starscream's got his null rays and his arms, and Megatron's got his cannon, but most of the time they have pistols.
I guess so. I guess I like in G1 that they have a variety. Like, Shockwave has a gun hand. Yeah, Megatron has a big cannon. You're right, I like that, I suppose. And what I also like is I like when the gun is part of their vehicle mode. And that's most apparent in Beast Wars, where like they just have like random bits of so Beast Wars, they turn into animals, and just random bits of their animal form becomes a gun. Like Megatron's tail is his gun for some reason, but it's cool.
Yeah, Cheetor's gun has like guts on it. I always thought that was cool.
Yeah, and
the chain guns are doom, bro. Rhinox's chain guns are doom. They're so epic.
Yeah, where's he? Okay, Rhinox turns into a rhino, but he can carry 2 big miniguns. Like, where's he storing them?
Who cares? Let's just have them out. And I just like to, and he just see that's when guns in their hand is sick. When he's got those 2 guns.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
To be honest, there's something about the choreography in Beast Wars that's really, really cool. Like, okay, let's recommend some quality Transformers.
Let's talk about other Transformers, because we're not going to win Transformers for ages. So let's just talk about general Transformers now.
Well, I'm just down in the dumps talking about Bayformers, okay? Right. I want to, since it's the last episode, I want to recommend stuff to the fans. You know, all 5 of them.
Who've already seen it.
Well, yeah. Beast Wars, the whole show is a lot. I understand that, guys, okay? Watch, oh no! I've forgotten the name. What's the one where Rattrap goes, he switched sides, and there's like a big battle.
The Agenda or something like that? Is that the one?
The Agenda. Watch the battle. I think is the end of the Agenda Part 1. really sick. It flows into the agenda part 2. Watch the Western standoff at the end of what's that one called? The Western standoff one. It's the first episode of season 2 and the second episode of season 2. Very cool. What else?
Watch it all. Look, the first couple episodes are slow. They're a slog. I can't lie. They're slow, especially the first episode. But after that, it just picks up, and when they get in their groove and they get more settled with who they are and who the characters are, it gets so good, man.
I recommend if you watch anything, you watch more CGY videos. That's my recommendation.
Don't watch
the old ones. Watch the new ones.
Don't watch the new ones.
Watch CGY not. Quality broadcasting. Beast Wars, boring, mate. First season sucks.
And you genuinely believe that as well, which is sad, because I feel like the first season's got the best, just little character moments. Like, the guys just hanging out, they're doing silly things. It's more silly.
Well, to explain it then, the first season of Beast Wars is more like random episodes. Like, what if the Transformers got in this trouble? What if they got in this trouble? Then from season 2 and 3 onwards, it's more of like a plot.
Overarching plot, yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know, I really like the overarching plot. And I do like the individual episodes. I'm being a silly Billy, but it's the longest season, and there are some duds in there. There's some silly ones.
But what about the one where the ship nearly works again? They start flying up. That's such a good one, mate. What's
that one called? Master Blaster?
Something like that. I don't know. The one you got the one where there's 2 Dinobots. That's one where you can skip. That's a rubbish one.
I think it's called Double Dinobot.
Double Dinobot. Yeah, it is called that. And there's one then you got like Law of the Jungle where they learn to control their beast modes more. Like, these are great. There's some gems, bruv.
Okay, all right. So, are you going to recommend the Beast Wars episodes to the fans?
Watch that one. What was it called where the ship flies up? Oh, I can't remember.
I think it's either called Under the Gun or Master Blaster.
Watch that, or The Probe. I like The Probe episode, which I think you hate.
Probe.
I remember you saying you hate that one, but The Probe is
I think The Probe is a really nice, self-contained season 1 episode. In fact, if I was to show someone Beast Wars, I might show them that episode.
Yeah, The Probe. Go for that one. It's a good one.
All right. Well, and if you can't be bothered and just want to watch cool action, watch everything else that I said. Watch them first.
Watch the whole show.
There's another one. I think it's in... Okay, beyond that, what else Transformers to recommend? There was a game on the PS2 called Transformers. It was based on a pretty mediocre cartoon, but they made an absolutely fantastic game just called Transformers that I still play today. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the Transformers is the PS2. Transformers PS2. I just realised, it's a shame because we need like modern Transformers games to get people in. No one's like booting up the PS2 anymore.
I know, yeah. I thought that when I said it, but if you've got a PS2 emulator, look for Transformers, not the movie game. It's just called Transformers. And it's genuinely really good. Like, it's a really good shooter explorer game that's actually quite hard, has sick music, really good boss fights. It rewards you for trying hard. Gameplay's actually really good.
Exploring, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's a PS2 game. But when you go near squads of enemies and they have a commander, like all the enemies will put their shield down, the commander will give a signal, then they'll throw grenades over the shield wall and they'll flank to like outmaneuver you. And it's like, bloody hell, this is a PS2 game and it looks really good.
Yeah. This game is like very unique as well. Like, I don't really know anything else like it or that plays like it. Like, you can't say, this game's like this. No, it's really unique and really stupid good and has no right to be as good as it is.
No right to be. I couldn't compare a single game. Like,
you choose from 3 characters who've got like different attributes.
Yeah. If you haven't watched Armada, you probably won't know them except Optimus. But towards the end of the game, you kind of want to play as Optimus anyway, because he can have more power than the other 2.
Yeah, I think he's the best one.
Anything else? Anything else to recommend?
Transformers. Well, Transformers Prime is really good. There's something charming. Wait, let's hang on. There's something charming about the Armada trilogy. I can't lie. Like, as much as we rag on it, like, I think because we grew up with that, really. That was like our era. We kind of, I don't know, I like it. It's silly. I would not recommend to watch the whole all 3 of the shows. No way.
No.
There's nostalgia to it. The toys are all wacky and fun.
The toys were sick. They were really cool toys. I'm really grateful I had Armada toys and all that growing up.
Yeah, they're nice gimmicks. The minicons are cool.
Yeah. You press the minicon on, they fire a little rocket when you put the minicon in. It was cool, man.
Kids probably, we loved it.
I loved it. I reckon you and I could cut like a Transformers highlight reel. That'd be an hour long of wall to wall bangers, but it's from like 25 years of content.
What? So just like cool Transformers moments.
And I tell you which one would be in there from the Cybertron trilogy. Our worlds are in danger.
Yeah, that whole song. Listen to the song at least, guys. If you
yeah, okay.
need to do anything.
If for some reason you're still listening, please go on YouTube and type in Transformers Cybertron intro. It unbelievably better than it should be.
It doesn't make any sense like what they were doing here, but it was good. It's good. Watch it.
Ridiculously hype. That might be the end. Oh, and yeah, Transformers Prime.
Transformers animated as well. I would also recommend. I think some people would like that more than Prime, and some people like Prime.
Yeah,
like they're two different shows, but they're quite similar, and like they came out not too far apart from each other.
I see a lot of people rag on Prime in defense of animated because Prime came along and killed animated, didn't it? It like replaced it. I think people are quite upset about that because wasn't animated just really getting into its swing? Like it was properly
it was gonna
getting
have another
good.
season with loads of cool other stuff. Oh, I'm remembering it now. They was gonna have so much cool like. They're going to have cool, like, more Beast Wars stuff and more throwback stuff in season 4. They cancelled it. And I remember seeing Transformers Prime coming out, and I remember seeing the designs and being like, oh, this sucks. This is ugly as hell. I saw Prime, I saw Soundwave, I was like, ugh, and Starscream. I was like, oh, they're terrible. But I gave it a chance, and it was a freaking banger.
It paid off. Watch Soundwave versus Wheeljack on YouTube. That's quite cool.
Wow, I forgot about that one. Watch Bulkhead versus Dreadwing. That's also a good one.
Another good one, yeah. You said something there. Oh, yeah. Speaking of animated getting cancelled for Prime, I think if Transformers was a more popular franchise, animated would actually come back. Because a similar thing happened with Star Wars. Do you know about this?
Do tell.
So there was a cartoon called Star Wars The Clone Wars that got cancelled when Disney took over and replaced with another show called Star Wars Rebels, which at the time got a lot of hate, but I think it's one of those ones that's sort of respected a bit more now. To be honest, it's probably one of the better things Disney made, actually, in retrospect. But again, it's a low bar. And because there was such demand for the Clone Wars to come back, Disney did go back and finish it. But I just don't see that happening with Transformers Animated.
Was it good?
Like, yeah, they did actually. Well, they brought back like 12 or 8 episodes or something like that. And like 6 of them, I just didn't care about at all. Like just nonsense, boring stories. But the final like 3 were really sick, actually. Like,
good.
Yeah.
Well, I know the creator of Animated is dead. So
really? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. He died of something, natural kind of cause, I think. So I doubt it will be coming back ever. And Transformers will never be this popular. Transformers can't break the ceiling of like making it a mega franchise that like is on the level of Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. It's never gonna happen. I mean, Star Wars is just actually its own thing. Like nothing can beat Star Wars in terms of like that is the franchise.
I think Lord of the Rings is starting to take over. I don't know why you think Lord of the Rings isn't as popular as Star Wars anymore. I speak to more people nowadays. Honestly, everyone I speak to nowadays is more into Lord of the Rings than they are Star Wars.
Because
really seems to
because Lord of the Rings is less tainted, I think, than Star Wars. Star Wars is all over the place. First of all, Lord of the Rings is much more streamlined. There's like 6 films or 5 films or something.
3.
That's it.
This charlatan hasn't watched Lord of the Rings.
Well, I'm talking about The Hobbit as well. I'm including The Hobbit in this.
Oh, The Hobbit's bad. Actually bad. Genuinely, A Hobbit is like, you know when people say the Star Wars prequels are bad, but actually there's bits you can salvage and there's good bits if you take it with the bad, blah, blah, blah. The Hobbit is 90% bad.
Okay, we got the book, which is okay,
true.
right?
The book is fine.
Yeah, so you got the book, which is only one book, isn't it?
Well, that's why The Hobbit's bad.
Yeah, they stretched out. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah. Okay, but there's still like there's 4 books. No, how? Yeah.
What? Well, there's 3 Lord of the Rings books. They're so massive, by the way. And then there's The Hobbit. And then he also published, like, before he died, he had loads and loads of lore pages. And his son, quite respectably, like, compiled all of this lore into, like, a book called The Silmarillion, which is meant to be, like, the history and the lore of Lord of the Rings. But it's very respectfully done by his son. Like, you got to give him credit for that.
Got to give him credit. Okay, well, all those books, that's a small amount. People can read it. Yeah, they're long, but, like, that's set. Whereas Star Wars is like all over the place.
You could argue that Star Wars is 6 movies. I could make a really strong argument that Star Wars is 6 films.
6 films, and then that's it. You don't need to do anything else.
No,
you can ignore everything else.
You could ignore everything else. I think it's best if consumed as 6 films. I really do.
Okay, well, yeah, fact of the matter is, Transformers will never make it to that level of success because you can't be like, oh, just watch these two films of Transformers and you get it. Like, no, it's too.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we're sitting here now, like recommending obscure PS2 games and cartoons from the 90s, is like kind of. That's the problem, isn't it? Like,
we are scraping. We're going back in time, badly.
So I mean, I think if we made. Should I do it? Should I put it on my YouTube channel, just like the best of Transformers over the last 50 years? Just like a worship reel. I might do it. Should I do it?
Do it.
Nah, it's too much work. Okay.
It's too much effort.
I might do it though on my second channel. Just like everything good from Transformers ever.
Yeah. I'm down.
And then you can just show that to people.
Yeah. Oh, you want to get Transformers? Let me refer you to a video.
This video here. Speaking of getting into Transformers, are you done? Let's get out of this.
Let's get out.
Talk about Transformers for 4 weeks straight. For an hour.
Done.
An hour a week. If anyone in the comments is criticising the work we put into this podcast, I challenge you to talk about nothing but Transformers for 4 weeks straight and still have something to say at the end of it.
And if anyone is still watching, comment down below and say that you're still watching.
Yeah. What should we give them as a code phrase to prove they still watched?
The Dweller.
Yeah, okay. If you say the Dweller, thank you.
You get a pin.
Very much appreciate it. Right. Let me ask you the question I've asked you every little one of these we've done. What did this get right about Transformers? We kind of covered that.
This one, it had a few little bits of fan service, a little bits of lore drop, a little bits of, hey, remember this? Which I respect. Yeah. I respect that. They clearly sat and watched a few episodes and said, yeah, throw that in. And I appreciate that.
Okay, that's, you know what, fair enough. Yeah, I guess if you're making like billions off of this franchise, you think like maybe we should watch the original.
You could watch a 20-minute cartoon. Yeah.
Okay, what did it get wrong?
Shockwave. I mean, come on. And the disrespect in killing some of these characters without giving them their props, like, it's just a shame.
Yeah, I agree. What damage did this film do to the franchise? All good.
Well, the rest of the because I'm guessing they thought this was going to last one. It kind of derails the whole franchise. That everything out, the other films that come after this are just a mess.
Okay, I agree. And actually, let's pretend I put you in charge of Transformers 4 back in 2011. You now have to come with a plot for Transformers 4. What do you do? Like, you don't have to have the perfect plot, but like, how do you bring it back from where this film puts you?
I would have gone either Unicron. I would have had Galvatron come through, which they bring him back, but like I would have brought him back properly through Galvatron.
How would you have done it? His head's been ripped off. It's like a spine.
Maybe
now.
Unicron just like abducts the body somehow. We'll chuck in another Transformer who's like an agent of Unicron, classically. Maybe Cyclonus. I don't know. He gets Megatron because he's been watching, and he's like, "Hey, are you now Galvatron? Help me out." Bloody blah, blah, blah. Or I would bring in like Nemesis Prime or something like that,
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah, is Nemesis Prime in any... Oh, he's kind of in the fifth one, Nemesis Prime.
Yeah, he is, isn't
he?
Barely.
Nemesis Prime's a cool idea. It's just like Evil Optimus Prime, basically. Like, that's a decent episode of Armada, actually.
Scourge,
is that the first?
Yeah. Oh no, Scourge is RID. Yeah, Nemesis Prime is in Armada. Yeah.
Is that the first iteration of Nemesis Prime?
That's where it comes from. Although you've also got Scourge from RID. So.
Yeah. Okay. I really like that episode. In my head of Armada, it's like when they go to like a messed up alternate reality, really, where Optimus Prime's insane, and he's hunting them down.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
And in the episode, they all get recolors to sell new toys. Like Starscream becomes blue to sell a blue Starscream. Optimus Prime gets recolored. I think Megatron becomes Galvatron for no reason.
Just gets a recolor and says, "Oh, by the way, call me Galvatron now."
And everyone does immediately. Like, no one gets it wrong once. I guess he's a scary dude.
No one stutters. Yeah. What would you do? What would you do if you were given the reins of Transformers 4?
Regarding what you said, I do wonder if bringing Unicron in would make it too repetitive to this film now, because Unicron's like a whole planet, and they've done like Cybertron comes to Earth. So then if you have Unicron as well, it's like okay.
That's true.
And so maybe even the way they did it in the fifth movie with Unicron being under the Earth or whatever it was, maybe that is a decent way of doing it.
I think you could have a 2-film thing going on here where you send a herald of Unicron to Earth.
Yeah.
He, causes some issues, and then Unicron comes in the next film. So
I just think I just think you know how Michael Bay films this really down to earth, like the camera's on ground level and they're jumping around and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I feel when you have something as big as Unicron and as otherworldly and big, there's no way you can film in that style and make it look good. I think it would just become a mess.
It's already a mess.
How would I do Transformers 4? Nemesis Prime is a really good idea. Bringing back Galvatron. In Transformers Prime, doesn't Megatron die? But because he's like fused with Unicron at some point in the past, Unicron has like him under his spell almost, and he can bring him back as Galvatron. Isn't that a thing that happens?
Yeah, but he's not Galvatron. He's not Galvatron. But he gets like cool. Yeah, that Megatron design is good and kind of cool. I'd like that.
Yeah, I would retcon something like that. I would just have it be that because Megatron was so evil, he went to Unicron as like hell, and therefore he can become like Unicron's thrall. But I also dislike. I dislike the bigger bad guy theme. Like when the TV show has one bad guy, and they introduce a bad guy above that bad guy. It's never very good.
No, it sometimes works, and it's sometimes. I think I ragged on it before, last week. But I sometimes like to see them, like the bad guy and the good guy, come together just briefly, not as a permanent thing, and then they split apart.
Oh yeah, I could see that as a thing. Yeah, maybe Megatron. Yeah, you know what? Maybe Galvatron gets brought back, and he actually teams up with Optimus to beat Unicron by the end of the fifth movie. Like.
Yeah, and then he dies heroically. I don't know.
That is what happens in Armada.
Yeah, we love Armada.
Armada. Listen, for some reason we're praising Armada more than I'd like to be. Armada's a really cool idea for Unicron, which is like he only exists because there's too much hate in the universe because the Autobots and the Decepticons are always fighting. And so as long as they're at war, there will always be Unicron. And so in the end, I think Galvatron actually sacrifices himself to end the war. And then Unicron dies. It's actually really cool. Actually really good. No, it's not. No, it's not. Don't watch Armada.
No, watch it.
No, you're not. You're going to be disappointed.
Watch it, everyone. In Japanese, it might be better.
Might be better in Japanese.
All right.
Let's end this podcast.
Give it a rating out of 10.
Dark of the Moon, 7.5.
7, yeah. I agree.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone.
Thanks, guys.